Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Big City Green Season 2 Episode 9B called Wild Side. And, let's get started. Well, the first segment, it was a Bill focus episode. This is a Cricket focus episode. So, that's pretty cool. So I guess we start with Cricket and Remy kind of kicking cans, and Bill's like, alright, kids, Bill opens the door. Oh, hey, kids, and Remy gets distracted and the cans fall on top of him. And Bill's like, no, Remy's supposed to kick the cans. And he's like, alright, kids, it's time to go inside. And Remy's like, oh, okay. And Cricket doesn't want to go inside. He's like, no, outside. And Bill's like, come on, like, no. And he's like acting like an animal. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of weird. When I first watched the episode, I was like, okay, that's weird. And Bill's like, oh, wow, jeez, boy, I've never seen you act like this since The Itch. And I'm like, okay, some backstory. And then, and Cricket's like, he's like acting like an animal. And Ren's like, The Itch, what's that? And, and basically Bill's like, well, Remy, I don't fully understand it, but what was like once a year or something? Cricket just gets this wild urge to be like an animal, and so I take him out, and there's a cure for it: camping. Just to be his, disgusting self. I take him away from civilized people, and he just did whatever he wanted. He was wild. He was free. You see him like eating bugs and stuff, hunting and stuff. And Bill is in the sleeping bag reading, while Cricket is sleeping in the dirt, looking at the stars to calm him down. And he's like, and Cricket's like, yes, take us camping, Dad, please. And Cricket's like, and Bill's like, okay. And Remy's like, I've never been camping before, but yeah. And I'm sure Remy called his parents. It was off screen, but I'm pretty sure he did. And I was like, oh, cool, camping episode. It doesn't turn out like that. I kind of got disappointed where, and Cricket, he ties up his sack, with the good beans. All right, got my good beans. Come on, let's go in the truck. And Bill's like, oh, we don't need to take the truck. And I'm like, okay, we can take train. And he's like, oh, we're having it outside. And Cricket's like, why aren't we going somewhere more naturey? Like, why are we going in our dumpy backyard? And Bill's like, well, this is just fine. And throughout the episode, Bill's like, well, this is just fine. And he's like, oh, we need to quiet down. Oh, we don't want the fire department calling on us. And I'm like, Bill, why not take them to a natural campsite? Unless there's like a money issue, but Bill never said anything. See, that's the problem. We're like, oh, this is just as fine. It's not working. And he's like, oh, it's Cricket's fault. Like, no, it's not. Whatever. Does that kind of irritate me? And Cricket's like, well, I don't love it, but I'm willing to give it a shot. And Remy gets to learn camping. He's like, okay, let's get some fire. He's like, whoa, we don't want the fire department getting called on us. It's not a campfire, we're like fire. True. I mean, I've never been to a campsite before, so. And and Bill's like, oh, we got these flashlights. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And he's like, and Cricket's like, and Bill's like, oh, we are so out in nature, but we have to be mindful of people watching us and judging us. And Cricket is like, I don't care what people think. And he's kind of yelling a little bit. And Bill's like, well, let's keep our inside voices. And Cricket's like, well, excuse me, but we're outside. I can't take it anymore. His bones are cracking. Ow! And he just he's on all fours. He goes over the fence, and Bill's like, wait, no, Cricket, don't go. And I'm like, Cricket, get out of there. I'm not insisting anyone on running away, but I'm like, Bill, why didn't you take him to a real camping site? Unless there's a money issue. But he didn't say anything. Unless they're trying to take context from the previous segment. But they didn't really talk about money issues. They just talked about there was no space to regrow crops. So, I don't know. And, and Remy's like, I've never been camping before. This seems awesome. And Bill's like, no, Remy, this is bad. We need to catch him. And Alice is in the tree for some reason. And she puts a sword in the tree. Oh, you won't find him, like, without my help. And Bill's like, Mom, what are you doing up there? It's more dramatic. And he's like, and he's like, oh, I can retrieve him. And he's like, and Bill's like, okay, Mom, what are your demands? I want the TV on Tuesday nights. And Rem's like, you could get streaming. And Bill's like, shh. He's like, okay, you got a deal. And I don't like this. Alice, I know Alice is all, war hungry and stuff. She's like, we'll get him dead or alive. And Bill's like, no, Mom, alive. This is your grandson. And she's like, right. And I'm like, come on. Let's take him alive, boys. And so Bill, Allison, Remy are going to chase after Cricket. And Nancy and Tilly are here. I guess Tilly was hanging out with Nancy, and they're on her motorcycle. They arrived at the house. And you know, I didn't really like this either, where Tilly's like, I didn't know Papa's like, what was it? I forgot what it was, like, could catch on fire so quickly. And Nancy's like, yeah, let's not tell your dad about that. I'm like, oh my goodness. And you know, it's like, oh, the door's locked. I'm like, let's check the other one, like the back door. It's like, oh, I guess they were having a camp out, but they're not here. And, oh, Cricket brought us good beans. And Tilly's like, hey, Mama, have you ever seen basically, this is the B plot with Tilly and Nancy. He's like, have you ever tried some more Tilly style? I don't think I have. Well, you put a bunch of marshmallows with a couple pieces of chocolate, and you shove them in your mouth. Ta-da! And Nancy's like, oh, it's really close to my Nancy style, like mother, like daughter. He's like, and they're talking about the swords in their mouth. It's pretty funny. He's like, it would be a shame to let this camping gear go to waste. Let the camping commence. Woohoo! So they're gonna have a mother-daughter bonding. So okay. You see Cricket on all fours, kind of getting away from people. Like, he's like, I need to be free. He rips open his overalls and stuff, and his shirt, and his like pants, and he's just in his underwear. Whew. He's like, ooh. He goes on top of like a lamppost, and he's staring at the moon. He's like praying to the moon, shiny, big and shiny. And it's the lady like, that's not normal. And this guy, you get the mustache. He's like, that boy has got a right idea. No gods or kings, only moon. And Cricket's like, he's basking in the moon's glory. Because that's what wild animals do. Wolves and stuff like that. Bask in the moon's glory. He's like, meat. And this is like a couple just enjoying like a meatball sub or something. He's like, he's formed the meatball sub into like a heart shape. So, okay. And Cricket's like, rah! And he's like eating the meatball sub. And then he's like, who's that awful little boy? He's like, my name, Cricket Green, son of Bill Green. And Bill's like, oh, he doesn't have to advertise it. He's like, what are we going to do? He's like, well, we need to surround him and grab him. And he's like, eating the meatball sub. He finishes it. And Bill's like, and Allison's like, tries to grab him. He slips away. Bill, Remy, stop him. And he's like, rah! And you know, Bill and Remy's like, you're coming with us, son. And there's like a lady say, oh, that awful boy. Was he raised in a barn? And Bill's like, technically, yes, but he doesn't act like this usually. And Remy's like, Mr. Green, Mr. Green. And Cricket says, like you're breathing into Remy's face. Oh my goodness. And Remy's like, oh, Cricket's me, your best and least tasteful friend, remember? And Cricket screams in his face, and Remy just passes out. And you know, you kind of like how the animal just checks, see if animal friend's like dead or something. You pats in the head, and he grabs him with his teeth and scurries off. And Bill's like, no, Cricket, come back. And he's like, rah, like, you know, grabbing onto Remy with his teeth. And then Alice is like, clever boy. I wish his father was more clever. He's, yeah, Bill, how did you let him... And even Alice said, how could you let him slip away? And Bill's like, I was doing some damage control. And this is where, oh wait, sorry, we get back to, Tilly and Nancy. I guess they're telling scary stories, which I think is fun. And then Nancy's like, they come out of the closet, and there was, I forgot what it was, sorry. And, oh, pretty scary, huh? And Tilly's like, no. She lied. And her hair's like standing up, and she like, you know, flattened it. And she's like, oh, I'm really scary. And he's like, how about you go for it, Chug? And he's like, oh, Mama, I'm not really the scaring type. Oh, I'm not easily scared. Come on. And she's like, okay. And this is like maybe one of like the top 3 scary stories. Because like, this is like not really like a murder, like mystery, like loved one turned evil, like that type of, or possessed thing. No, this is creepiness, claustrophobia, this type of scary. and until he's like with the face, imagine, if you will, And you see Nancy like in a room. Like this is the story that Tilly's telling. Imagine you're in a room and there's a door. You open the door and you're in a smaller room with the same door. You go into the next room, it's the same door, but it's a smaller room. And you just see Nancy's kind of type of face, and it's like, and then and there's like a door at the door at the door. It's the same door, until you get to the what you think is the final room, and you can barely move. And you see the Nancy's like gigantic, and the door's tiny, but try as you must, you cannot resist to see if there's one more room after this room. And then Nancy's about to go into scrapping the drawer now, about to turn it, and Nancy in the real world's like, nope, we are done. And she's like, oh, come on, Tilly, this game cramped. Nancy got freaked out. And Tilly's like, I like it. And we get to hear, and Cricket drops Remy in a nest. He's like, no, Cricket dropped me in the middle of nowhere. And Remy's covered in his ears so he couldn't hear the music. And then you see Cricket as like, and this is him in his underwear. He's, building a nest for Remy. He's like, we brought him to a nest, Cricket, where are you going? And Remy's like, Cricket, why did you bring me here? Look at that face. To free you. You roam wild, too sick, roam free. And Remy's like, I don't know about this, Cricket. I'm a good boy. We would have bedtime. Me too. I mean, it's not really bedtime. It's for me to get to my classes on time. But, and then Cricket gets some mud and splatters on his face. He's like, he looks like a warrior, like Tarzan. He's like, bring warrior paint, roam free. Like this. And yes, now roar to moon. And Remy's like, roar? More loud. And Remy's like, roar. And he's like, whoa, that felt good. Really good. And Cricket's like, Remy feel wild? And he's, yes, I do. Ha, woo. And I had the place right here.
Oh, great. He's converted his little friend.
Oh, why do they have to be making such a racket?
And it's like, they're making like noises and they made like a fire, and Remy's in his little underwears. And Alice is like, oh great, Cricket's converted his little friend. And Bill's like, why did it have to be making such a racket? And Remy like sounded the alarm, and Alice is like, the jig is up. Now come quietly, or Grandma's gonna have to use her big guns. And Remy and Cricket like, and Remy goes in the tree trunk, and Cricket climbs the tree, and Alice is trying to grab Remy. Bill, go grab Cricket. And Bill's like, boys, let's just go home. And he's like, no, wild, good, free boy. And he's like, and she's like, oh yeah, I gotcha. No one gets to slip on me. Now let's put your fancy pants back on. And Cricket just drops on her, and he's like, wild boys forever, wild boys forever. And Alice's like, where did it go? Where did it go? And Remy's like, he kicks her. And it's Bill catch them, and Bill almost catches Remy and Cricket, and he's like, toot my scoot. Ow, ow, ow. And, hopefully I'm not the only one who finds this funny. And then, I guess this Shakespeare in the Park, Big City Players. Okay. And, hey, it's that, guy. Where's his boyfriend? Oh, there he is. Okay. He's playing Romeo, and that's Juliet. He's by under chic. I'm the sun, and Juliet's the east. And thumbs up. And Cricket Remy's like, rah! He's like, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't practice this. And then she's like, I don't do improv, remember? And rah! And Alice is like, Bill, I got this. And she's like, no, Mom, I got this. And Alice is like, salute. Like, dun dun dun. And they're just making Remy put the princess hat on. Okay. And then Bill's like, boys, come on. Society has rules for a reason. They just hit something with them. But like the wild side took over. And it has like a mark. He's like, you will never stop, wild boys. Now the mark is going away, and they're throwing stuff at him like a liar or something. And it's not causing marks, so wild boys forever. No more. No, you don't understand. Of course I understand. You think I like thinking what people think about me? The caring about that? I want to be wild too. And Cricket's like, you do? But why not do? For once in life, do what make Bill happy. Do what make Bill happy. Do what make Bill happy. And she's like, what's he doing? And he's like, he's not going to. And I have to play this right here.
Get ready, big city, because Wild Bill is letting loose. You, sir.
And he's just like, oh, that's my crazy son. And he's like, get ready, big city, while Bill's laying loose. He took off his shirt and stuff. And then she's like, oh, you ruined community theater. And Alice is like, oh, I guess the prey has won tonight. And she's saying, I'm still getting the TV Tuesday nights. And he's like, oh, was it community theater, Shakespeare's Rolling the Dirt, huh, Terry? And I'll just leave it right here. And, the Shakespeare's Rolling in the Dirt, and, Tilly and Nancy are hanging out, and they're outside stargazing, but there's no stars, and Nancy's like, oh, there's not really any stars here, like in the country, and Nancy's like, oh, there's one, and no, that's his helicopter, you see it, and Tilly's like, a man-made star, a man-made star, and, excuse me, and then Nancy's kind of like, where is everyone? It's getting kind of late, and then Nancy's like, do you hear something, Tilly? Oh, yeah, what is that? And then you see Cricket, Remy, and Bill, they're whoa, 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 like, like making noises. And then Nancy's like, ooh, look who mostly on home. And Bill's like, rubbed Cricket and Remy's heads. But the night ain't over yet. And then not everyone's acting wild. Everyone's barefoot except for Bill. And, and obviously Tilly and Nancy aren't shirtless because that'll be inappropriate. And they're by like a fire and stuff. Oh, what happened to the health code violation? But they're wild. And you see Alice is naked. I mean, I'm believing so because she's barefoot. And you see most of her shoulders and like the side, but she's covering herself with chickens. She's like, yeah, that's my wild family. And that's the end of the episode. I give this half of the episode a... Let me see. 85, 90. I give this an 85. Yeah, so the first half was a 75, and this was 85. 10% up. I mean, this was an 85. Again, why didn't Bill just take the boys camping in an actual campsite in the woods? Who knows? But the boys got the let loose and stuff. Not care what society thinks of them, and obviously they're caring. Obviously the community's like, what the heck are these people doing? And Nancy and Tilly got to have their little B plot story of them camping together at the farm at the house. So again, this was a great episode. What was it? What was it again? Yeah, 85. Yeah, so this was an 85%. So, oh wait a minute. I just realized something. 80%. Sorry, it's so great. I forgot the whole line when Alice said, "Let's take him dead or alive." Like, I'm like, come on, why would you want him dead? I think it's supposed to be a joke, but I didn't find it funny. 80%. It was so great. It was so great. And I just forgot something else also. The whole Nancy and Tilly when they were coming home in the beginning of the episode. Well, I mean, when Alice, Bill, and Remy and Cricket left, chasing after Cricket, with Nancy until he came to the house. They were talking about something where they're not gonna tell Bill, like something caught on fire. Yeah, I didn't really like that either. So, so hold on. Actually, this is a 75. Actually, I'm just like the first segment. So overall, this was a good episode. Sorry, I just remembered some things I complained about, and it still kind of bothered me. So overall, first half 75, second half 75. So overall, this was a 75% episode. C plus. This was a good episode. Level Up and Wild Side. And everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell. Give me a big thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share the video. And I'll see you guys on Friday for Big City Green Season 2, Episode 10. And thank you for my 36 subscriber. It means a lot. Alright. See you then.